Today, we're going to talk about gossip. And we're going to talk about why people do it. And we're going to talk about the effect you can have when you choose not to do it. So, they found that the reason that people gossip is because they're not feeling good about themselves. And when people gossip, for just a brief moment, they can think, wow, well, at least I'm better than her, or at least I'm better than he is, because look at what a mess she is, or look at what a mess he is. And so when people gossip, it's kind of an unhealthy way to do it. But what they're really doing is trying to make themselves feel better because at the core, they're not feeling that great about themselves. Well, let's just say that you're in a situation where you find yourself with other people and some of them start to gossip. If you were to say, now remember, there's principles that are just as real as gravity, and you can choose to align with them or ignore them. If you want to review on this, go back to episodes 1 and 2 in season 1. And we can talk about this gravity principle. But one of the principles that's overarching is the golden rule. So when people start gossiping, you might think to yourself, okay, how do I align and not ignore the golden rule? Well, I think most people would think if somebody started gossiping about you, wouldn't you want someone else to stand up for you behind your back? Here's the interesting thing. If you're the one person who can stand up for the person that the others are gossiping about, it does multiple good things. Not only do you stand up for the person you're gossiping about, but the people who are gossiping also, whether they can articulate it or not, they may not even be able to say it, but at some level, they will trust you more because they know that you're the kind of person who stands up for people behind their back. So let me just give you an example. If you and I are in a room and let's just say that I start saying something bad about your best friend. So you and I are in a room and I start saying, yeah, you know, this person, and it's your best friend. I start saying all these horrible things. And you look at me and you say, you know what? I know her or I know him. And she's a really good person. Maybe she was having a bad day. Or maybe she, I don't know. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Whatever it is that you say to defend her or defend him, I now know at a level that you are someone, when we have a falling out, you'll defend me too, because I've seen you defend them behind their back. So you actually build trust with the people who are gossiping as well. On the other hand, if you just join in the gossip, at some level, they'll know that you're willing to say bad things about people when they're not there. And so when you and I have a falling out, or when two people in the group have a falling out, they'll know that they've already breached that boundary, that principle. And so there's less trust. So if you're brave enough, and following principles takes bravery. Let's be honest, it's brave. You have to have a little bit of bravery to stand up and say, I'm going to defend him, even though everybody else is saying bad stuff about him. But you'll build trust with everyone in the group. You'll be aligning with the timeless principle. And in the long run, good things happen when we align with timeless principles. So the next time you're in a situation where you're gossiping. Now, I'm going to take this one step further. All of us probably want our children to treat us respectfully and kindly and to honor our father and mother. One of the best things we can do is to teach our kids to do this through example. So if I want my children to honor me, but I'm saying horrible things about my own parents, that's probably not the best thing. Now, if it doesn't mean my parents are perfect. It doesn't mean that everything that my parents ever did were what I appreciate and love. But for me to honor them and to say good things about them and to defend them behind their back, it's the same principle. So if you want your kids to honor you more, show them the example by honoring your own parents. And talk about everyone in your family as if they were present. In other words, if you're having a conversation, we're going to talk about the people who aren't present in our family as if they were. And we're going to defend them behind their back. And aligning with that principle will help build trust in your family because they know you're not going to be having these side conversations about them when they're not there. Talk about them as if they're present. This is Xane. Thanks for joining the Principal Podcast today. I am so jealous of my wife because she gets the ultimate career. She gets to train and nurture and love our children more than I get to because I have to be doing things like this podcast. Parenting's the ultimate career. If you like what you heard today, please like, subscribe, comment, leave a review. Thank you for listening. You can also check out my book, What I Want My Children to Know Before I Die. It's available on Amazon and other bookstores. Thanks again for listening.